Hey folks, welcome back to Hopped Up Beer Review. Today we're going to review the original by Innis and Gunn out of Edinburgh, Scotland.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer we are drinking and reviewing. Appreciate you checking us out. Be sure to like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell. And check us out on social media. The links are below in the description. I've got Andy once again in his attic. I've got Jay. I am Ben. What are we drinking today?
Innis and Gunn's the original. The one that started it all for this brewery out of Edinburgh, Scotland. Let's open this fine Scottish golden ale, and I'll enlighten y'all.
Going across the pond. Watch out! Got a little foam.
Glad to get another Scottish beer in. More my family tartan.
So this is a bourbon barrel aged Scotch ale, right, Andy?
Well, they're Innis and Gunn primarily does barrel aged beers, but this was the one that started it all. And I haven't had this one. I've had some of the others that are in different, like Caribbean rum casks and others. But this is
I'm with
Scotch.
you. I've never had the original, which I've always been interested, but I've had the other versions, like you said. I've had the big barrel aged and the rum aged and some of their darker ones.
I've never had any of their beer, so I'm excited to try this one.
Cheers.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates. Yeah, they say because it's from a single malt cask, oak cask, you'll get the vanilla and toffee, and I'll be damned, you can get that.
Yeah, you definitely do. But that's definitely what comes off the top for sure. Both
it's
of them.
Not overpowering like a boozy barrel age. Normally you get that. It's kind of refreshing.
Yeah, they didn't say how long they age it. Definitely, more malt flavor to it. They use they've got their special type of malts. They're Innis and Gunn malt, and amber malt and crystal malt, and then just super Styrian ale hops in the ale. It's only 6.6%. So when you think barrel age, you think it's going to be like a double or a triple or quad even. 18 IBUs. So I'm assuming it's a shorter aging process. So too, and it keeps the color light, and some of their other ones are a little darker.
Yeah, and it's definitely heavily carbonated. Definitely.
Can't see, but the bubbles are all there.
Going up there. Lots of bubbles.
Actually, it shows up on mine.
So the owner, it's only one owner to Innis and Gunn, and he worked at a family brewery in Edinburgh, and in 1994 a fire pretty much devastated it. He helped to kind of get it back and going, redeveloped some old recipes, and after that, he kind of made a name for himself. He became the first Scottish, what do they call it? The first Scottish brewer to win Champion Beer of Britain. And so after that, this whiskey company approached him, and they were interested in brewing a beer to season their casks to age their whiskey in, to put a single malt. So he in turn got the idea to put beer in a whiskey barrel, a barrel that's been aged that whiskey is aged in, to flavor his beer. And he founded this brewery on that. So Innis and Gunn, and the original was the very first one he did. and he's got several out there since. So I think the primary beer that they serve or that they sell has been all aged in whiskey barrels.
Do we know what's
rum?
Has it always been called the original? Do we know?
I don't know that. I recall reading like a renaming of it, I believe.
I mean, that would make sense.
I wonder if it was just originally Innis and Gunn,
right?
And then when he started making more, I think the name changed.
Yep, like Coors, then Coors Banquet.
Yep.
It'd be interesting to know what kind of barrels they use. On the label it says bourbon barrel aged. Well, is that an American bourbon, or do you think they're using like Irish whiskey from over there?
And it's on Untapped, it said bourbon barrel, but this says single malt. Yeah. So that's Scotch.
And, that's a Scotch barrel.
And the other ones on their website indicate like a couple types of rum casks. The first one I ever tried was in a rum cask, but I couldn't find one on their site regarding bourbon. So
maybe somebody could put some comments down here for us. We've got some international viewers.
Yeah, there's got to be one, because the label, like you said, the label you got there, Ben, says bourbon barrel. Yep. But it was kind of contradictory on their website because it says single malt and you don't refer to bourbon that way. So
no, I mean that's typically a Scotch barrel. So Scotch.
But anyway, have none of y'all have had this? No, Jay, you said no. Ben, no. Well, y'all ready to rate?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I'll jump in since I haven't had anything from Innis and Gunn. This is my first beer from them. I think it's really good. It's again, you get that what you guys mentioned about the barrel, aging process. You usually think it's going to be real heavy, real boozy. It's not. It's light. It's really refreshing. Has a lot of great taste in it. From the malts and the vanilla and the toffee, and you really get all of those. So I enjoy it. Definitely be excited and interested to try some of their other beers. I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Ben. It's easy drinking for a bourbon barrel or a barrel aged. It's almost really light in some ways for that, all the carbonation. I've liked Innis and Gunn stuff for years now. I started drinking some of their stuff probably at least 10 years ago when I would see it around here. In the early days when they actually allowed booze in Alabama that was higher than 4.5%. Seeing it,
the dark ages.
Yeah, and it was one of those. I mean, basically, you had Innis and Gunn would come in, and then they had the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale, which was a little more boozy. As those would be your two barrel aged, because I'd seen both of them, and I always preferred to have Innis and Gunn if I could find it. I don't believe I've ever had this one though, so I'm going to rate this an 8. I think it's really good.
Yeah, I like the kind of complexity of it. It's you can get those different flavors, the malt, you can taste that vanilla, you feel the toffee, but when I smell it, I'm expecting it to taste a lot boozier than, because when you get a good whiff of it, you can pick out the Scotch, the whiskey smell, and I like whiskey, so I'm not complaining about that. I too agree with you, Jay. I'm going to give this an 8.0. It's a really good one. The Scottish beers we've had have just been amazing. So
yep,
we need to get more.
All right, that will give us a 7.8 for the original by Innis and Gunn. Really interesting, flavorful beer. If you can find it, we were lucky enough to do so, and have definitely enjoyed this one, and definitely enjoyed kind of the complexity with this one. So Be sure to check it out if you get a chance. Also, check us out on social media. Like, subscribe, cheers that notification bell. Give us a high five. Andy would love that. And attic tours are starting for new hours in the fall. Is that no? Okay.
Football season.
Yeah. No. Okay. All right. Well, for Andy in the attic and Jay, I am Ben. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates. Here's to Trey and his wife.